Oh, it's a big school of them, biggest school of them. I'm looking at the biggest, Marty. That's tea for us. You know, like the travelling part of it's good, but it's what you get up to. That's where it's at. Do I get them both? No, one's chasing the other one. Oh, right in the shallows. They were like in ankle deep water. This year's gonna be something else. As you know, at this stage, I wouldn't have thought it would have been my last fish out at this place, but turns out it was. Would this be our first storm? Get home and shut up for it. I think we might be getting our first storm. From that way. Looks like all this is starting to go into it. Don't know if it's gonna come towards us or go around in front of us. The other ones have, but this looks like it's on track. I'll just shut up just in case. Well, although we didn't get any rain, we did have a little friend that wanted to come out and say g'day. Since I've been here, he's been hanging around a bit. He's been popping around saying g'day and that, and I think he's really keen on fresh water. I've noticed Dodger's buckets go missing. I've ended up having to tie him to the trailer, so couldn't grab onto it and take it away, because I've been waking up in the morning, the bucket's been way in the scrub. So I think after a bit of fresh water and probably some tucker, but yeah, kind of taking a like to old Dodge, I think, and Dodger's kind of taking a like back. Wasn't shy, timid, but just wanted to say g'day, I think. Probably wanted to play with Dodge. And end up getting with a wind that me Starlink router had rocked up, so yeah, I ended up going into Beagle Bay and picking up the new one, and while I was in there, I thought I'd pull up at the church, that Pearl Church out at Beagle Bay. So I took a few snapshots for you and had a bit of a look around. I wasn't sure if I could record in there. I didn't want to anyway. I just took some snapshots, and I'll give you a look at the place. I'll be honest, I can't remember the last church I've ever walked into. It has been a long time. I'm pretty sure the last church I would have been in was the one back in my hometown in Serena. And that was many, many, many moons ago. Not saying I don't believe in old mate, because I definitely do, but yeah, I just guess I'm not really around them much to go in, and yeah. Anyway guys, bear with me, never been the best at explaining stuff. So prior to the phone call, there's a fair bit more going on when I was out at Neem. Like I said guys, if you're going up that way, they've opened it up for you to come out and stay with them and that. It is a really great spot, and I'm sorry that I wasn't there for longer, but who knows what the future has. But yeah, whilst I was out there, I just want to give a shout out to everyone out there too guys. I hope yous are well. Yeah, bit of a shit way for it to end, but you know, that's such as life. But while I was out there, I ended up getting close to someone as well, getting to know someone. 2024 was definitely a different start for me. I haven't had a year like that for a long time, but yeah, I did get close to someone out there, her and a young fella. I ended up packing up camp, and we ended up moving into a little like a place that was out there. It was the old school from back in the day out of that community. It was nice. It was going to be good to definitely spend the wet season in a you know, proper little place. Still crashing in the trail and that, using it as a bed. But yeah, then unfortunately, well, seen a missed phone call on my phone. Went up to it. Then same thing. I had a miss message on my Zolio app, and it was from Mum saying, "Call me." And I thought, you know, Mum knows I go fishing and that, and it's never like that. It's like, you know, it's like, oh, ring me when you're back from fishing, you know, doing your daily chores, stuff like that. But that's all these messages said, so I knew there was something up. So when I ended up ringing her back, and she was hard to understand, obviously, because of what happened. But yeah, I ended up talking to her, and all I could make out was my little cousin had been in an accident, and he's been taken to hospital, and then that was it. And reality don't kick in, you know. I remember Mum saying it was bad, but you don't think the worst. So I said everything will be all right, and then that was it. We went, and I just obviously I didn't want my phone to leave my side after that. It was probably about an hour or two later that I got the phone call to say he didn't make it. So that's when, you know, I don't think it kicked in then. It really didn't kick in then. I was numb. I didn't know what to think. You know, it's a big thing to take in. So anyway, yeah, that had happened, and I knew, yeah, I was gonna go back. My plans were what I could do was leave the trail there and go back with the ute. I had a feeling I was gonna miss the funeral because a lot of rain was happening and all this stuff like flooding and stuff like that. But I was going to pack up the ute and was going to head back and obviously be with family and that, and cruise back. And that's all. I was just, so much was going on in my head. I just didn't know what to think or what to do or anything. And it probably wasn't till a week later that it, yeah, kind of kicked in, like reality kicked in. I was seeing stuff. I didn't even want to jump on any socials to look what was going on. I didn't want to know, to be honest. That was my way of dealing with it, I guess. And it wasn't until a few things were said to me that made me stop and think, like, you know, I think then it just, you know, it hit me. I think I need to go home. I need to be around family and friends, and I had, and out there they're the best comforting people, you know, you could be with them, and sometimes I don't want to be around anyone. I just want to be on my own. I think that's just the way I can deal with stuff. But yeah, so I ended up packing up and taking off. So I left in the morning. At as much as it was let's just say it's turned into be one of my longest trips. You can imagine while I've been on the road. The next day, I drove all that day. I pulled up that night, had a sleep, woke up in the morning, took off, and then I pulled up at a rest stop, and this happened. Made it through Halls Creek, and just on the other side. I pulled up at a rest stop. Pulled up there, went to go to the dunny. That dodge out because it had been sprinkling, like raining non-stop. We've had a break, so I thought, oh, I'll get out and do it while it's a bit, you know, not raining. Got out, did what I had to do. Always check around, set up. The only thing I was hoping is, please don't have anything go wrong. I just want it to be a smooth trip back home. Anyway, looking on the tyre, looked a bit down on the trailer. Looking, I think that's pretty much down, like it wasn't that down before. Yeah, jumped underneath and realised I'd lost the spring on the trailer. Thinking, what the hell? Anyway, I didn't think of it then, but then I did think of it later down the track, because, and I'm thinking, I know where I've lost it. I've pulled off the night before, pulled right off the road and went a bit of a gully in that, and I reckon in the morning, because it's the right side, rear spring, in the morning when I've gone out, the arms dropped right down and my chains weren't short enough, but I think the old bump stop was real brittle, I've noticed, and that's probably doing a lot to hold it in from what I've seen, and my springs just, yeah, popped out on me. But anyway, it could be worse. That's, you know, that's not a bad thing. I'm just going to have to get some springs sent up or whatnot. So then the roads were shut, and I got a message saying springs are on their way, bump stops are on their way. Had to come from Brisbane, and yeah, so I thought, oh, at least something's happening. And obviously had to wait for the roads. Roads not open too long ago, but now it's been a month, and I've been pulled up at that rest stop that I stopped the day after I left Ning, and haven't left yet, just waiting on the call for when these parts are going to be in. Roads are all open now. There's so much going on. There's cyclone on the east coast, you know, the floods, because I'm on the other side of it shut for a long time between Catherine and Kununurra, so everything was just happening at once. You know, I couldn't believe my luck. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, so this is where I've been pulled up, made myself at home, had to. I had enough of everything, so I can't believe it. So before even going, and even knew I was going, to want to get away while I was out there, I'd topped up all the water tanks on the ute, and I wanted to go camping, just to take my mind off things. Wanted just to get away for a bit, and so I filled up, which I never do when I'm on the road. I only fill up one tank because it's just too much weight. But I tell you what, if I didn't fill up them tanks, I would have had to probably do something, because the day I got here, there's freshwater river down there, but it's all churned up because of all the rain and that. It's still clean, but it's just dirty. It just would have taken a long time to clean, you know, to make it half doable. Would have been a bit muddy for a little bit, but yeah, I had enough water on board to see me through a week or so, and then by then we had no rain, so that the river died right down. Then it was just a crystal clear stream, so I managed to get some water, and then it rained again, but not on us. It rained in the catchment, so then it stirred it up. But then the other day we copped a good storm. Woke up in the morning to just cracks of thunder, and jumped outside, and it just looked like Armageddon coming for us. So thank you, here comes some water on the way. So we end up, yeah, collecting another 50 litres of drinking water, and obviously that's what's keeping me going now. But any day now, I'm hoping these springs are going to be here and we can get this sorted out, and then I'll be back on the road and, yeah, making the way over there again finally. Couldn't believe me luck, but I will say that this is probably the best thing that has happened to me. I didn't think when it happened, you know, I thought, what else can happen? But when a few days in, a week in, I thought, yeah, nah, I needed this. I needed to be staying put right here. Yeah, I could easily go to town and that, but I didn't want to be around anyone. This is the best thing what could have happened to me. And yeah, just do what I had to do, I guess. It's been a nice little spot. I just had to set up the solar and that. Yeah, and because like, you know, I cook with it now, cook with the induction, so I just wanted to keep on top of the solar, pull the Jenny out for when need be. Luckily I've only had to run it twice because I've got no fuel. I had a little bit of fuel left in the jerry can, so I've only had to run it twice to top up the batteries, which has been good. Haven't even unhooked, so just dropped the jockey wheel down and been sorting stuff out, so that's alright. Been writing down lists of what I got to do and got me some new things, so when I get back over to the east coast, a few goodies will be there for me, so I can fit them up, and looking forward to that. Other than that, it's just been a waiting game. Going down to the river, it's been really nice down there, which I'll take you down there and I'll give you a look at it, because there's a fair bit of rain go through there last night as well, so it should have risen since yesterday. We'll go down and I'll give you some footage and show you this thing. It cranks. When I first got here, she is just in full swing, so she's a lot of water pumping through, but I can hear it now just rushing, so we'll go and have a squiz. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. Like I said, I don't want to stop these videos. I think what actually keeps me going is doing these videos, like keeps my mind occupied. I like it, you know. I didn't really want to do anything or look at anything, or last thing I wanted to do was look at footage, or sit down and think. The only thing I've been doing since I've been out here is every time my mind gets into a shit spot, because it's probably the most scariest place on earth is the human mind, especially when you're alone with it. But I've just been getting out there and jogging. Every time I start thinking, you know, overthinking I should say, I just got out there and ripped the music up and started jogging around this camp. You'd only imagine how many times you could run around this camp when you've been stuck here for the last month. I'm going to leave you with a bit of footage, guys, of my little cousin. When he was a younger fella and growing up, and when he was younger, he wasn't old when he passed neither. But just for when he's a little one to where he was just before everything happened and that. So yeah, it'd be cool if you want to watch it, and I don't know, he might be watching it as well, I'm not sure.
Ready? Quick, this guy's coming.
Have a look at that. Look at the mullet, sir.
You
Have a
are
look
Australian.
On Australia Day, that is mullet contender of the year.
Ladies and gentlemen, give that man a round of applause.
Oh, wowzers.
Thank you.